have any comments or changes. I apologize that they're a bit scanty this month because I rely on the video to do the minutes, and it didn't turn out as well. So anyway, I think we have the main points in the minutes. Are there any changes?
No.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All in favor? Well, actually, we may have to do this later when we have a quorum.
Oh, that's...
Yeah,
okay.
so we'll do the minutes at the end. Okay, is there any public comment at this point? All right, so announcements. First one is just to remind us all to speak into the mic. Does anyone have any other announcements? The other sort of announcements that I have will come throughout the meeting. Okay. So on August 8th, I met with a number of the Radnor Township staff, including Melissa and Commissioner Mulroney, and our finance officer, Bob Tate, and Bill White. And we discussed a few items, including a possible budget for our group and also the composting issue that I brought up last month. First one, the budget. I was wondering whether we would be able to have like fundraising and accept donations, but that apparently has a lot of complications with it. However, we have been offered to request a budget, an annual budget of up to $2,000, providing we provide what we want the money for. So please think about it. Melissa, when is our request due?
I would say have something ready by September, by next month. Mm-hmm. I would maybe have it ready for the next meeting, and then once that's approved by your board, then we can bring it to the finance department.
Okay, good, thank you. So any comments or questions about that?
I'm just curious, have we already started discussing what we would use that for, or would that be for more yard signs or materials that we could hand out generally, or do we still need to think about that?
Yeah, we've generally discussed it, like the lecture series, certainly more yard signs, and yeah, so I think we need to really think, and please send me emails when you come up with ideas.
I don't know if this is on, but what about like with the native plants? Does that count?
Yes. Yes, native, that would be a great idea. It's the right one, I think. Or do you just have one?
I just have one.
Oh, you just have one, okay. Yeah, it's, yes, I'm going to write that down right away. Because
So
that was very successful,
Yes.
yeah. And I'll have to check with Amber as to whether she wants to go in with us again.
So maybe we could make a quick list right now?
Sure, yeah.
Now you're on, see the red light.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wrote down native plants. Anything else come up?
Flags?
And the flags. Anything else come up? Oh, and possibly the lectures. And materials for handouts at the festivals. Yeah. I have a good idea what these cost because of what we did before, except for the lectures. Any other ideas? Well, if you come up with something during the meeting, just say it. Yeah. Okay. I've thought of, when I'm not sleeping at night, I think of all kind of things. And I thought of having like, at first I thought of having like a environmental seminar / camp for like high school students, but I think that's too big of an endeavor. But maybe like a one-day workshop type thing might be nice for either junior high or high school age.
Yeah, so I know the middle school has the watershed program. I don't know if the high school has anything similar, but that, I could reach out and just see if they would be interested, because those are students that are already learning about the watershed, and
Yeah,
maybe we
yeah.
could think of a program that we could do that they would be interested in.
Yeah, or even, well, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
That's a great idea. My son did that, and that was an amazing program.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think if we started off with a day workshop, and maybe we could build it up, but I wouldn't want to start off with a week thing. That would just be way, and we don't have the people. We don't have the manpower. Yeah. I mean, we can obviously invite people for this, speakers and such, so that could cost money. Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else comes into your head, just let me know. And then another issue we discussed was the possibility of doing the food composting together with Mother Compost as the pickup person for the different drop-off sites. And at the meeting, Commissioner Mulroney was very in favor of this idea, and she said she was going to work on it. Melissa, do you know if she's made any headway? I didn't hear back from her. Okay. So I know that, which I'll discuss a little later, I attended the Tredifferent EAC meeting, and they're also discussing the food composting, and they also invited, this past week, invited the Mother Compost. So they have a little bit different twist on it, but it sounds like it's very doable for a reasonable amount of money as a pilot program. Okay, well, I'll try and, hear back from her and see where we are with it. Any other comments? So we're supposed to have the update from the green team, but Dan isn't here. What I know is that they, as far as the interviewing the companies that decided to hand in proposals for the township buildings energy improvement, they had two, and the time I heard from Dan, there was one that was very much better than the other. Melissa, do you know any further info on that?
Yeah, we conducted interviews with two firms, and I believe the township is anticipating making that, putting it on the board's agenda in September.
Okay, yeah, great. And then I'll cover that a little bit later. Dan did do a little write-up as a handout about the financial incentives. So I'll show that a little bit later. I added a few pictures just to be a little eye-catching. But why don't I show that now, since we're talking about it? Ian, would you be able to put up the handout that I gave you? Yeah, so our monitors now are working. So this is just really short. What I don't have here was a change that was made. Melissa added a, what's that called? The QR code? Yeah, added a QR code, because we're going to hand this out and have it as a poster so people can just walk by and, do the QR code. And also at the bottom that you don't see is also our email. So, yeah, so this will hopefully catch some attention. And I'll talk more about it when we get to the festival, but, Dan put this together. And the link is to, that pretty extensive list of rebates and so forth that are available. Okay, so those were the two major things I wanted to share from the meeting. Do you have any questions about it?
The only issue we're going to hear is that Radnor doesn't have any electrical charging stations. So we're encouraging people to use electrical cars. However, you can charge it, you have to put it in at your home, but the fact that none of the parking lots around here have them, and the closest one that I know of, because I have an electric car, is King of Prussia, past the mall, like out by that big Target. So it's not convenient at all.
So in other words, you always have to charge. In other words, you have to always charge it at home, right? I know at my work we have charging stations in the parking lot, but that's in Philadelphia.
I thought a couple months ago, there was a discussion of introducing electric vehicles for I forgot if it was the police cars, right? And I think that there was the concern about not wanting to get the cars before we had the charging stations or vice versa, right? Didn't want to get the charging stations before there were township vehicles that were able to do that. So I think the idea was when the township is ready to purchase those, then the charging stations, at least probably here, I would guess, would go in.
Right. Yeah, Dan's been working on that as well, yeah.
But a perfect location would be over, on one of the parking lots in North Wayne. You could put in 4 charging stations or something, because they're readily available in most places but Radnor.
I just wanted to add that I believe it was DVRPC put in a grant for a regional grant for charging stations throughout the county, and Radnor Township is participating in that. So hopefully we will get a couple of charging stations at the public lots.
That's good. Yeah, good point, yeah. Okay, so our next item is the Fall Festival. We haven't really had, well, first of all, there's the problem that we're only going to have half a table, as far as I know, unless the second one was purchased for Shade Tree, but we're only going to have half a table. Eugenia had offered the other half of the table to Shade Tree. So there isn't going to be a whole lot of room. We are going to have this handout and this poster, and since we haven't had a lot of ideas of things to do, I thought we could just have a big pot of candy to attract people. And Ray, who will be there, may have something in mind, but he hasn't really told me about it yet.
What about, candy seems kind of like a contradiction to us, you know.
It does, yeah.
What about a basket of seeds?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that could be really costly. I really haven't requested any money for that. You mean like seeds in little packets? They can be fairly costly. It's a great idea, but
Sometimes I get like in the mail, like they're not like a full, but they're like a little, smaller.
well, would you want to look into that to see if maybe on the internet you can get like little tiny ones that are reasonable?
Sure.
That's a great idea. Yeah, when we had candy the time before, I tried to find something that didn't have plastic because we were going through the plastic bag ban time, and I got saltwater taffy because it's wrapped in wax paper. But, yeah, I mean, we're not the health commission. We can eat candy. Right?
Margie, I just wanted to add, the EAC will have their own table, and Shade Tree will have their own table as well. So you won't be splitting.
Oh, great, then we will have a lot more room. And Ray may have something up his sleeve that he hasn't told me about, because I know he's wanting to do something to attract children.
So
Yeah.
I just looked up on Amazon, we could get 100 of these little small seed envelopes for $11.99.
Oh.
I would pay, I'll
Oh,
contribute them.
are they like native plants, or what
No,
are
no,
they?
that would be the envelope, and then we could get
Oh,
some, like,
envelope.
maybe sunflower seed, some sort of a seed, and we'd have to, put them in there.
Right,
And then we could write on it.
okay,
But, yeah,
that's a great idea, yeah,
see these little packs.
yeah.
Are sunflowers native?
I don't think so.
Depends on the
No.
problem.
We'll consult Phil about what seeds to get. Yeah, if you get a big thing of them, they're cheaper, I'm sure, like a big pound of them or whatever. Anything but grass seeds. Okay. Well, if you wanna look into that, Carol, that'd be great.
The only thing, I was just not sure about this, but you can buy larger packs of seeds. I'm just, like I said, sunflower seeds are bigger, so what did you say, there is a certain type that you can, of sunflower? They would be easier to,
I'd really have to check with my wife, because you want to do a native species. I know there are, like, there's coneflower that's native.
Black-eyed Susans are probably pretty cheap, I would think. Yeah, they're native. Or we could even do like lettuce seeds or something, I guess. We could do vegetables.
yeah, there's all kinds of sunflower seeds available, only
Yeah.
because they're bigger, you don't want to be trying to put little tiny
Well,
seeds in.
And sunflowers, whether they're native or not, probably okay. They're not invasive. I've never had to pull out a sunflower. Yeah.
But yeah, we could get a large bag of wild sunflowers, which would probably make for $6.69. I'm just trying to see if it says how many seeds there are, but if they're wild,
Well, I had gotten a very large bag of like thousands of for purple clover, which is like a used, for farms as a cover plant or whatever. But I don't think they're native purple clovers. I'm not sure.
you can get drought-tolerant ones. I mean, there's ones that
Yeah.
attract hummingbirds. But we
Well,
Kinda-
actually, there's a website, Audubon has a website called Plants for Birds.
Okay.
And if you check that, you put in your zip code, like 19087, it will come up with a list of plants that are native. And then you filter it for flowers, if that's what you're, interested in. And that would identify what the flowers are. And most people who are planting natives are not starting with seeds. But, that would give you the name of flowers that would, you could get the seeds for.
But, our problem is we got to do it right away. Because it's
Right,
the
right.
17th, right?
Right. So I think if we ordered them now, and I mean, if you wanted to order them and then let us know and we could get together, at least 2 or 3 of us.
100
do
would
it.
be it. I mean, if we did 100, I think that'd be plenty.
100 envelopes, you
Yes.
mean? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that would be. And then, so I could order the envelopes and I could order this bag because it comes, you know, I have Amazon Prime, so it comes, like, might come tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes so quick.
So you think 100's enough?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, the festival, have you ever been to the festival? It's pretty packed. Oh, we could have candy too, maybe. Candy and seeds.
I mean, we can, for that price, I mean, we can,
Do another 100.
yeah, I mean, we
Another-
could do,
Because it's something we could save then always for other times.
so do you want me to order the seeds and the,
Yeah, and then we can ask then if we can get it reimbursed.
okay.
yeah.
So why don't I order 200 envelopes? Because you maybe could use them something else.
Right.
And we could, should I order 2 bags of the sunflower mix? The wild
Okay.
sunflowers?
Okay.
Okay. I'll order that tonight.
Phil, did you have something?
I'm just going to look for that database.
You could also, I'm just also looking that you can just do like a search for wildflower packets native to Pennsylvania, and a bunch of things come up too.
Yeah, I think you can get big bags of wildflower seeds because people buy them and like throw them out like, you know, in large expanses. So there might be, wildflowers would be nice. Yeah.
Oh, come on. And there are native grasses. But here, for instance, it's
I kind of like to avoid grasses. We're kind of
pokeweed.
trying to discourage.
pokeweed, anise-scented goldenrod, black-eyed Susan, bluebell, butterfly milkweed, Canadian goldenrod,
Right, these are ones we gave out at the,
yeah, Canadian lily, cardinal flower would be a great one.
well, the point is we want to get like a lot of seeds for not that much money.
What about monarch butterfly rescue flower seed packet? Some of them they're more expensive too, so it
Yeah.
depends on how much money we have. What's our budget for this?
We don't have a budget. We just ask for money when we want something.
Yeah.
That's the part about doing a budget for next year that would be really great.
Yeah, we don't have time to even get it before the board, but maybe we could submit for reimbursement when,
Well, so far, the small amounts that I've submitted
Have
through
worked.
Melissa have been reimbursed, yeah. Like-
Well, why don't I just take it on and I'll get the envelopes and I'll look at the seeds and get
Okay,
this without
Sounds
going
good.
crazy, because some of them
Yeah.
are like $25 a bag or something, so we need a couple bags. I don't know that we're gonna get
oh,
that.
I mean, you wouldn't need a lot of seeds, because you put like maybe, 10 or 12 in the little envelope. So you wouldn't need many seeds.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just,
And let me
I'll
know, I
use
mean, I'll
my-
help out with that, you know, and,
yeah, we maybe get together and fill, that's why I was thinking a bigger seed, because they're gonna be easier
oh,
to
there's
put
easy,
in the
you're right.
envelopes
Yeah, that's why
versus
the
little tiny seeds.
sunflowers would be nice, yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. Okay, did you have anything else, Phil?
No, just I thought maybe I would just search to see if sunflower.
I mean, they're annual sunflowers, so they're not, they're not native, they're not perennial, so
Mine are,
yours are perennial?
I have some. They
Oh,
come back.
really?
They come back every year.
Really?
They're like a sunflower. It's not the big one you buy in the grocery store, but they're smaller ones.
Oh, okay.
Black-eyed Susan is a Pennsylvania native plant classified as sunflower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, black-eyed Susans, they even grow for me. So they're pretty hardy. They even grow in shade, even though they say they need sun.
I don't know. There's enough information that you could take a little while sorting through it.
Okay, thank you.
There's a Penn State thing for sunflowers, Helianthus annuus. Yeah, I think it would be okay.
Okay.
It would be easier to fill the envelopes with a larger.
Yeah,
seed
you're so right about that,
than trying
yeah.
to pick up little tiny.
Yep. Yep. And everybody likes sunflowers.
Yes. And they're easy to grow.
Yeah, yeah. Providing you have sun. Well, that's neat. And if people are like me, they're greedy for seeds, but they don't always plant them. Okay, thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
All right, so anything else about, we can discuss this afterward, as far as time slots. Were you able to come? You're not able to come, okay. Well, then,
I will, but.
okay, then Carol and Eugenia and I will discuss time slots. Ray said he can come between 12 and 2, and the time we have to cover is 12 to 4, so if we could have 2 people at each time slot, that'd be nice.
I better buy these right now. They only have 11 in stock.
Oh,
of the
okay.
envelopes, so
Okay,
I'll just get them right now.
sounds good.
The envelopes.
They'll be on your porch when you get home.
They might.
Okay, thanks. Right, anything else about the festival?
Well, I said I will work.
Okay, all right, do you have a preferred time slot?
What time does it start?
It starts at 12 and it's till 4. Ray said he can do 12 to 2.
I can do 12 to 2. Or is it just Ray and myself?
No, I'm coming too, and Eugenia,
Okay. Well, I'll take the 12.
12 o'clock, okay. I'll have to come then too to bring all the stuff. But then I can leave and come back. Okay. So other updates, update on the yard program. So we're getting starting to get the word out a little more. I had asked to have the yard program information republished in the newsletter and in the social media. I don't think this has happened yet, but it was sent through, so this will be happening shortly. Also, 2 articles will be published on the yard program. The one will be in the Radnor Conservancy September newsletter, and the other one is going to be in the Radnor News, that kind of advertising / local thing. So it's basically this same article will be in the 2 that I put together, and I think that'll be good publicity for it. Also, I was invited by the Tredyffrin EAC to speak about the yard program, and because they had seen some of our flags out, so that was good that that information is getting out there. And then, Eugenia gave out at least one more flag this past month. And Carol, you want to talk about your situation?
Yes. I don't know how many of you go to Penn Medicine Radnor. Do you? So I mean, they have an amazing meadow that they have really, I mean, done, I think, an exemplary job on. So every time you walk through, you look at the glass, it's just lovely. Have you been there?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's worth a trip just to see it. Okay. So it took me a while to make contact with someone. I finally have got the executive director, and I was there today. She's away, and then I was away, so we've been kind of going back and forth. But I talked to one of the other administrative officers, and I thought, so I definitely want to give them a flag, but it might, besides that, is maybe to do a photo and even maybe have whoever was behind the concept for Penn Medicine, they maybe even have them come over and give us, their whole, thought process, because, I mean, it really is amazing. And it would be nice to encourage other businesses to take on. So it's worth a trip just to see what they've done.
Right, that's true, because we've been focusing on residences and not businesses, yeah.
So I'll have another update at our next meeting.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
I would add that one of the things that's remarkable, I don't know exactly where you're talking about the meadow, but if you walk in through the lobby, and then they have, the building is sort of shaped in a U, and in there's a garden for, patients or anybody else. I don't know, is that where the meadow is, or are you talking about out by the street?
No, that's what they call it, their meadow.
Okay.
But that's exactly, because they have a few tables set up and chairs, and
Yeah.
And then it carries all the way out to King of Prussia Road.
Okay. Well, one of the things that's great is that opposite the elevators, from the lobby, there's a window overlooking that, and that window has dots on it that are visible to birds, and that cuts down on window strikes for birds, which is a very critical thing, especially when you're attracting birds in with native plants and food sources.
We should give them a special award for environmentally friendly business. Yeah. Huh. Oh, great, thank you. So that's the yard program news. I don't think we have any lecture series news, because Eugenia's and Donnell were the two that were working on that, and they're not here. So that's all I have about the lecture series. Do you have any additional? I had I'd gotten from Melissa several dates in October and early November when this building is available for the lecture, and I passed that on, but I don't think anything definitive has been scheduled yet. Okay, so we're almost through. So is there any old business anyone wants to bring up? Melissa, is there anything that we've missed? Any old business that we should discuss? Okay. And any public comment? Okay, well, then I think we're ready to adjourn early. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
That'll save a lot of licking.